Sam, we were talking behind the scenes here, and you indicated that there's just new research that's out right now that talks about what people in the pew want their pastors to preach. And I think that really ties into this concept of the lukewarm church. Why don't you discuss that and address that for a moment, if you would, please?
Okay, Gary, I'll be glad to do that. Just a couple of weeks ago, the former organization that was a part of D.J. Kennedy's church, and people would remember he's gone now, but that organization just conducted some research across the country, and they measured the number of people in the pew who wanted their pastor to preach on issues of the day, cultural issues. I think they came back with like 90%. Right, 90%. Now, that's a pretty high number. I'd say, well, that sounds good. It makes me think back, but 2014, a couple years before the last election, George Barna, who's on our program, did a survey. He found that 92% of those in the pews wanted that. Now, what the latest research didn't ask was of the pastor in that church, will you preach about it? George Barna, though, 2014, did ask that question. And it was only 9% of the pulpits of America would actually preach on any of the issues. And he clarified it. Marriage, human sexuality, any cultural issue, wouldn't touch it at all. Gary, how did we get to where we are? Because I think that we've been attempting to measure what the church is effective at based more on how many cars can be parked in the parking lot or how many programs we may have than where we are in regard to discipleship and living and teaching about how we can be effective salt and light. And I think we see it. The pews, I think, have wanted it. I think few in the pulpit have preached it, but all together we've become comfortable where we are.